President Carver, members of the board, and guests, tonight I'm honored to share Deer Valley Unified School District state assessment results and other academic achievements from the 24-25 school year. This presentation will showcase the many accomplishments of our students in school, celebrate areas of strength, and provide insights into opportunities for continued growth as we prepare every student for success beyond high school. This presentation celebrates the accomplishments of our high school students last year, highlighting academic achievements and broader successes that prepare them for college, career, and life. This presentation will review state assessment results, highlight school achievements in advanced programs and graduation, and conclude with points of pride celebrating our students' success. We'll start with assessments. The Arizona Sci, or AZ Sci, is Arizona's statewide science assessment. It measures how well students master science standards. In the 24-25 school year, Deer Valley High School students achieved a 45% proficiency rate, more than double the state's average of 19%, reflecting both strong science pathways of learning and outstanding student achievement. ACT Aspire, for grade 9, provides the early measure of college and career readiness for those students in English, reading, math, and science. In the 24-25 school year, Deer Valley students outperformed the state in every subject, with particularly strong results in English. You'll see that that was 66%, nearly ready or exceeds, versus the 45% statewide. Reading, 43%, and science, 36%, held steady, while math showed a slight increase to 40%. These results reflect steady progress while also highlighting opportunities to further strengthen readiness in math and science as students prepare for ACT in 11th grade and post-secondary success. ACT results for our juniors in the 24-25 school year show overall improvement in key areas. District averages increased to 20.3 in math, 20.4 in STEM, and 20.7 in ELA, all well above the state average, which generally ranges from 17 to 18. English also saw gains, while reading held steady and writing remained unchanged. Several high schools posted especially strong scores, with Mountain Ridge and Sandra Day O'Connor leading in both STEM and ELA. These results demonstrate meaningful growth and affirm that our teachers' instruction equips students to meet and exceed nationally recognized readiness in benchmarks. In fiscal year 24, DVUSD students earned an average ACT composite score of 19.5, outperforming, and this is really so cool, outperforming both the state and national averages. Arizona's statewide average was 17.6, nearly 2 full points lower, while the U.S. average was 19.4, just under DVUSD's results. This performance shows that our students are not only well prepared compared to their peers across Arizona, but also competitive with students across the country. This positions our graduates as well prepared to thrive in both college and career pathways.
I'll jump in a bit here. President Carver, members of the board, Dr. Finch, this is a important slide because it really is a celebration of the work that the administrators, the teachers, the support staff, and the students have earned over the past few years. When you look at this, Dr. Finch likes to make sure that we remember these scores are compared to what? So one, you can see the literal comparison here to the state and to the U.S. average. However, when you dig a bit deeper and look at the U.S. average, and I mentioned this before to the board, remember that that is not a representative sample across the board when you look at the U.S. average. What that is it's going to be a smaller selection of students who in general are higher performing, because not all states use the ACT as their state accountability measure. There's a smaller group of states, so there's about 13 states that use the ACT as a part of their accountability measure. So not only is DVUSD above those states' average, which have it as their accountability measure, but to see it above the U.S. average, when again, I'll just repeat, that is a very select group of students that is taking that test across the other states, on top of the fact that this also would take into account super scores. And so a super score is when a student retakes a test and they can retake a portion of the test or the whole test, and then that can factor into the composite score. So you have a select group on top of super scores, which are not part of our score, and we still are on top of that. So it really is a celebration, again, and I'll say of our admin, our teachers, our support staff, and the students in the community to see this type of results at the high school level.
If you can't tell, we are really proud of our kids. In this slide, proficiency rates in ELA and math improved district-wide last year with clear growth in nearly every high school. While results show positive momentum, particularly at Ridge, Sandra Day O'Connor, and Boulder Creek, continued focus will ensure that gains extend to all 6 of our campuses. This upward trend is encouraging, pointing to meaningful momentum that can be built into sustained academic growth.
And probably what I would just add here, as far as where we want to make sure we continue moving, is if you think back to 2 slides ago, you saw the average composites for the subject-specific areas. For Arizona, in our accountability framework, they start proficiency at a composite score of 19. Well, not a composite score, but a subject-specific score of 19. And so we'd like to see each of our high schools then start having that average score be at 19 or higher for both ELA and math. And this, you see some of this reflected here too.
Mm-hmm. We're going to slide over to Azella. Azella is our English language learner assessment. It provides insight into the progress of our ELL learners across our district. Last year, many students advanced from emerging and basic levels into intermediate and proficient bands, which is important. With some schools, again, like O'Connor, showing nearly 40% proficiency. While this growth demonstrates the impact of strong EL programming in our district and the supports we provide, we also see that many students remain in the earlier stages of language development. We know that kids come and kids go. Continued focus on targeted instruction and scaffolding for our kids will be essential to support more students in achieving full English proficiency and unlocking success across all subject areas. I'll continue with Azella just a little bit. The results highlight student progress in listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Last year, the strongest gains were in speaking with 40% proficient district-wide, and this is so, I can't tell you how proud we are. Deer Valley High School exceeded at 60%. The teachers there and the EL specialists really have honed in with the kids there. Listening and writing showed moderate proficiency, while reading remains the most challenging area. These results show both areas of growth and the need for continued supports, emphasizing the importance of our ongoing language development through the school year, as well, if you remember the last report that I did, into the summer with our EL Writers Workshop program. All of that just combines to give our English learners a solid foundation. We're going to shift into some of our advanced academic highlights. This slide shows the percentage of students who took at least one AP course during high school. In Deer Valley, 42% of seniors participated at some point during their high school career, and this is above the national average of about 35%. Participation is especially strong at O'Connor and Boulder Creek, where nearly half of the seniors completed AP coursework at some point during their 4 years of high school. These results demonstrate our success in expanding access to advanced college-level opportunities to all of our students. AP exam performance across our campuses remains a district strength as well, with 81% of exams scoring 3 or higher. I can't stress to you how important that is. 81% of the students who took exams scored at a 3 or higher, well above the national average of about 60%. Several schools achieved pass rates above 80%, showing strong mastery of college-level material. Average exam scores across the district also held steady at 3.5, reflecting both the rigor of instruction and student readiness. These results show that our students not only have strong access to AP courses, but are excelling on exams, performing well above the national averages.
I probably would just point out here for the board, again, 2 things. One, the score of 3 is important here on the advanced placement test from the College Board, because when you score at a 3, that is when you start earning credit at the university level. And so that's an important threshold for the students to meet. The second piece is that when you start taking multiple exams and you start averaging, as Dr. Galligan explained, at a 3.25 or a 3.5 or higher, you then get into the AP Scholar and the AP Scholar with Distinction pieces, and you'll see that our percentages now are outpacing the national average for that.
This slide shows the percentage of graduating seniors who scored a 3 or higher on at least one AP exam. Last year, 26.1% of our graduates achieved this benchmark, outperforming both the state average of 16.3% and the national average of 22.6%. These results show that our students not only take on rigorous courses, and our counselors really support our kids in that choice decision, but succeeded at levels that outpace state and national scores. Deer Valley students earned AP, this is what Dr. Zerbach was just talking about. Deer Valley students earned AP awards at record levels in 2025, including 341 AP scholars, 158 scholars with honor, and 323 scholars with distinction. These awards highlight not only increased participation, but also consistent high performance across multiple exams. This growth demonstrates both the breadth and depth of student excellence, and it is important because AP success, as Dr. Zerbach mentioned, provides national recognition that helps graduates stand out in competitive college admissions and scholarship processes. Last year, you might have heard this number already, but I'm going to repeat it. Last year, our seniors were awarded over $70.3 million in scholarships. Huge savings to our families.
And I would just point out again, to see that an AP Scholar with Distinction means that a student took 5 or more AP classes, scored a 3 on all 5, and then averaged a 3.5 on those scores for all 5 tests. So that is certainly an accomplishment for those students.
And I would be remiss if you'd go back to that previous slide, if I didn't share that it is not just a single year or a single teacher with the AP exams. This is a concerted effort from kindergarten through elementary into middle and starting into high school. Every educator and administrator who has had a part in that student's life has prepared them for rigorous academic excellence. We're going to shift now into International Baccalaureate. The IB program at Barry Goldwater continues to grow with 76 students enrolled and a record 234 certificates awarded last year. At the same time, you'll notice the number of full diploma candidates remains fairly small, and only 61% of the exams scored 4 or higher, below the global average of 70 to 80%. These results highlight strong student interest alongside a clear challenge, building greater diploma-level participation at Goldwater while raising exam performance to meet global standards. And you can see they were there. I think you need to go to the next slide. There you go. You can see they were there in previous years, and it's just a matter of working forward with them. What I will say that we're proud of is our International Baccalaureate students achieved premier national and international recognition, earning prestigious honors like the Rhodes Scholarship and appointments to the U.S. Naval and Air Force academies. Their remarkable successes is further demonstrated through highly competitive awards, including Flynn, National Merit Bezos, and Dorrance scholarships. The legacy of excellence underscores the outstanding caliber of students our district proudly serves and the strength of our academic programs, including IB. Goldwater's IB students achieve at the highest levels, earning these scholarships based on the work that they've done all through their education career. Now we're going to go into dual enrollment. Dual enrollment opportunities continue to expand across Deer Valley, giving students the chance to earn college credit while still in high school. Last year, campuses offered up to 42 courses, and participation remained strong with our students. These programs not only save families money on college tuition, but also give students a tangible head start on their college journey. In 24-25, more than 2,100 students district-wide, 2,100 students district-wide earned college credit through dual enrollment courses, the highest total in the past 5 years. Schools such as Ridge and O'Connor led with over 600 students each earning credits, while Barry Goldwater and Boulder Creek also posted steady increases. These results reflect Deer Valley's commitment to expanding access to college-level coursework and ensuring students graduate with a meaningful advantage in higher education. Deer Valley's dual enrollment program has grown to include students earning full college credentials before graduation. Let me say that again. They earn their AA or AS degrees in high school. A big congratulations to Deer Valley High School for awarding the highest number of associate degrees, with O'Connor and Mountain Ridge also expanding opportunities for students to earn those college credentials before graduating from high school. These results illustrate how early college pathways translate into real college credentials before graduation. Another slide that we wanted to share with you is this one that shows senior participation in advanced academic courses, and we include AP, IB, dual enrollment, honors, world language, and CTE courses. On the right, we highlight just AP, IB, honors, and dual enrollment. Nationally, about 35% of graduates take at least one AP exam, and only about 22% score a 3 or higher in contrast. Nearly all DVUSD students have completed at least one advanced course during high school, placing our district well above national norms. This underscores a system-wide culture where rigorous learning is the norm, not the exception. And if you look at that, just that data on the left side, if you think to yourself, 98% of our students at Ridge or 100% of our students at O'Connor take at least one of these advanced academic courses, 100% at Aspire. Truly, our students and our counselors and our teachers work hard to get kids the options and the choices that they need so that they can be successful post-graduation. Again, this next slide shows the percentage of seniors who have taken at least one dual enrollment AP or honors course during their high school years. Last year, nearly 60% of Deer Valley seniors completed a dual enrollment course, well above the national average of only about 11%. These graduates participate in dual enrollment credit programs, and the 42% of our DVUSD seniors completed AP courses compared to about 35% nationally who take at least one AP exam. Honors courses also remain strong, with over 60% of Deer Valley seniors participating sometime during high school, reflecting again that broad access to rigorous coursework. Together, these results show that as a school system, Deer Valley provides advanced learning opportunities at levels that exceed national norms and position our students to enter college and careers with confidence. We'll just slip just quickly into CTE. Deer Valley students are graduating with valuable industry-recognized certifications that give them a competitive edge in both college and the workplace. Last year, more than 1,200 certifications were earned across the district, with Boulder Creek, O'Connor, and Ridge leading in attainment. These credentials in fields such as design, medicine, software, and early childhood education validate real-world skills, open doors to career pathways, and strengthen students' readiness for success beyond high school. Another area that we sometimes bring up, I usually put this in updates, but I wanted just to share it here. Deer Valley students are expanding their achievements through Arizona's Diploma SEALS program. This year marked the first time students earned the Seal of Civic Literacy, and we are setting goals to grow participation in the Seal of Personal Finance. The Seal of Arts Proficiency saw notable growth, with a 42% increase in seals awarded across the district, recognizing student excellence in music, dance, and visual arts. The Seal of Biliteracy has been a long-standing recognition in Deer Valley, celebrating students who achieve proficiency in English and at least one additional language. In 2025, 153 students earned the seal, the highest total in recent years, and a steady increase from prior cohorts. Schools across the district contributed strongly. This achievement not only highlights students' language skills, but also their readiness to engage in a global society and workforce where bilingualism is a competitive advantage. And here's another area that we are so proud of. Dr. Smith and I believe that the graduation rate for DVUSD is at the highest level we've seen in our careers. And that's a long time, our careers. And while neither of us can say for certain if this is an all-time high, it certainly could very well be. The district's positive trend stands out with Deer Valley's rate nearly 16% higher than the state average. These results reflect the strength of our high schools, the wide range of programs that engage and support our students, and the powerful relationships between teachers, administrators, and students that keep our learners connected and on track to graduate.
And again, a big thank you to our counselors for that as well.
Absolutely. Now we're going to just pop for a quick moment into some points of pride from our campuses. Aspire stands out as one of the top online schools in Arizona and the nation, recognized for academic excellence and innovative opportunities. Last year, students achieved notable successes, including publication in a local magazine, perfect scores on the AASA test, and completion of industry certifications. Aspire's top state and national rankings highlight its ability to deliver flexible, high-quality learning that also prepares students for college, career, and the life ahead. Boulder Creek High School has had a standout year in 24-25 with an Arizona Teacher of the Year, Emmett Burton, and students recognized as National Merit Scholars and Mandarin Speech Champions. The arts flourished with a successful showdown in the desert and the state seal of arts proficiency, while athletics and activities shined as girls soccer earned DVUSD Team of the Year, and students led community service efforts that raised $10,000 for Make-A-Wish. Barry Goldwater High School celebrated 24-25 as an A-rated school with award-winning academics, arts, and signature programs, including culinary arts and IB. The BGHS Marching Band captured the Abota State Championship with a clean sweep of all caption awards, while athletics added state titles and student-athlete signings. This year was further marked by staff recognition, and you heard one of those earlier this morning, Don Pace, Assistant Principal of the Year, a renovated giving closet, and the PAC program, reflecting a strong culture of community and student support. Deer Valley High School distinguished itself in 24-25 with rigorous gifted AP and dual enrollment programs, state-level athletic achievements including basketball, volleyball, and cross-country, thriving CTE pathways, and national recognition for its JROTC cadet, Reese Thompson's prestigious, really prestigious here, Air Force Flight Academy Scholarship, and you can see right there what that was worth, $25,000. Mountain Ridge High School excelled in 24-25 as an A-plus school of excellence with national recognition for its biomedical science program, an amazing 4th consecutive state title for the pride of the West Marching Band, and statewide distinction in athletics through NFHS and NJAAA honors, along with celebrated athletes and coaches. Sandra Day O'Connor High School stood out in 24-25 with 223 AP scholars and a Flynn Scholar among its students. Championship athletics, including, again, another one, 4th straight girls beach volleyball, the district-leading basketball, and rich student opportunities through the award-winning Fine Arts, Air Force JROTC, and O'Connor Institute Ambassadors Program. Deer Valley continues to celebrate record achievements, including one of the highest graduation rates in our history, expanding opportunities in AP, IB, dual enrollment, and CTE, and outstanding student successes in athletics, arts, and scholarships. At the same time, we recognize opportunities for growth, expanding IB, diploma participation, and exam success, increasing CTE certifications, and strengthening English learner proficiency. Together, these achievements and focus areas reflect both the progress we've made and our commitment to continuous improvement for every student. As I conclude, we celebrate not only what our high school students have achieved, but also the culture of excellence at our high schools that make those achievements possible. Looking ahead, our focus remains on creating even more opportunities, ensuring access for all children, and equipping every graduate with the skills and confidence to go to college, to enter a career, and be successful in life. Thank you for your continued support of our students and our schools very much.
Thank you, Dr. Galligan. Very impressive. Any comments from the board for Dr. Galligan? Steve?
I have a quick question.
Yes, Ms. Semichek.
Is there a link on our website for DVUSD where parents and community members can go and look at this information? I realize it's on the presentation tonight and linked through board docs, but just a link on the Deer Valley website itself.
President Carver, Ms. Simichek, at this moment we do not, but we can certainly get that posted and have it available for any family to review and look at and celebrate.
Exactly. That's exactly why I would love to have it on there so that our community can really see how amazing our schools are and how wonderful our high schools are achieving. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Simichek. Anyone else? Mr.
Yes.
Barfield? Yes.
I'd like to say one thing. Given that the nation's education system is failing, this is a positive result, and it's excellent. Thank you so much.
President Carver, Mr. Botfeld, we do not believe we're a failing district at all. We are fairly successful.
You are.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bodfeld. Anyone else? Dr. Finch?
I wanted to draw attention again to two things. You may never see this peak ever again. I've actually said that 3 years in a row, so talk to me next year. But two things that I talk about a lot, and I think this fits right here. You hear a lot about the word proficiency in the 3rd grade, 5th grade, 7th grade as they climb. Now remember, when you hear the word proficient, you think, done. If I'm proficient in Mandarin, I can speak it. Well, that when you're developing as a student, proficiency is an incorrect word when you're looking at state scores. They are a progress because the only test that counts is the ACT. That's the one at the end, and graduation is a cousin of that. So when you hear people talk about, well, the proficiency score in 19 whatever or 2020 whatever, I think Mr. Carver and I talked about this earlier. You can't compare because they're different tests. The one test that is not different is the ACT because it is norm referenced, a norm reference criterion test every year against the nation. So that is the only one that you can compare over time. And so a lot of keyboard warriors grab different pieces of data to write their own narrative. But in the end, the one that counts is ACT. And if you look at our scores, this, I think you need to hit this again. To go up 0.8 is borderline miracle. 0.1 would be huge. We jumped 0.8, which is incredible. I'm positive no one in the state did that. Positive. I'll bet my whatever on it. Whatever you need, I bet you. And I bet you that you will not find another district that is holding these numbers. So it's a shout out to our staff, our administrators, our team that works together to bring this result about. And so just a reminder that proficiency is about growth, or proficiency is really about zip code, and growth is really about staff. How can you have a student continue to climb no matter where they're at? Because we always hear about this, the private school or the charter school, whatever, that has a X score when they handpick their students. You really want to know how they're doing? Look at their growth scores. That's a reflection of the staff. So that's a really good one to remember. And the ACT is the test that counts.
Thank you, Dr. Finch. Anyone else? Yes, Mrs. Fisher.
National average of students that take the ACT is 37%. What is Deer Valley's percentage?
I didn't hear.
President Carver, Ms. Fisher, all of our juniors take the ACT since it's the state accountability measure for us.
All, including special needs students, all of them take it?
It would be, Dr. Smith would probably know the exact percentage. There's probably a small number that have an exemption for the state test for some students with disabilities. But what would it be, Scott? 98.5%, 99? Yeah.
Thank you. I would just like to echo what Dr. Finch has said, in that I know that there's a lot of discussion going on out in the community with some of the asks that the district has going on right now, and a lot of people sometimes get hung up in how the sausage is made, I guess, is a term that's being used quite a bit nowadays. But at the end of the day, we need to look at the results that we're getting. And Dr. Finch was correct. When I first came on board, I grilled him when I graduated Deer Valley High School. Proficiency scores were 82%, 85%. It took me a while to hear what it is that he was trying to say, but we're not using the same standardized testing anymore. So to try to draw a line between 85% back in the 80s and 54, 56% now 40, 50 years later, it's an apples to oranges sort of a thing. So I've come to accept that sometimes some of the ways that I look at things and the terminology that I grew up with doesn't really apply to some of the ways that things are done nowadays. That I agree with Dr. Finch that the term proficiency, I think, is misplaced when it comes to the state trying to describe what it is that we're doing with that test. So the ACT is where we need to focus. And when we're comparing those numbers to the state and to our sister districts that are around us, I think the community really needs to be excited about that, and they need to have pride in the fact that they've invested in this and they are returning on the investment. And yeah,